morning, this is Stephanie, and you are here for our Wednesday 422 30-minute yoga. So in the description, I added a playlist, totally optional if you'd like to listen to that. In about 1 minute, we will get ourselves started. So again, this is Stephanie. We're going to do a yoga that focuses on chest, arms, and a couple back bends to start you up with the day or to hopefully help kind of detox you from your day. Now would be a good time to open up that Spotify playlist and start. I'm going to back this up. We're going to get going. Let me set a timer so I'm good about this. Thank you for all that are joining now and or later. I'm working with some new lighting. It's getting pretty big there. All right. So I want us to start at the very top of our mat, or really anywhere that you can stand comfortably with your feet about hip distance apart. Bring your hands to heart center, connecting the thumbs to your sternum. Give yourself a couple shoulder rolls back and maybe a couple forward. And just feel those shoulders drop or shimmy away down from the ears. As we inhale, let's feel that chest open up and press into those thumbs. And also let that stomach get big. Let it fill with air while you're still tightening the core. Close your eyes, close your mouth. And I invite you right now to just relax and take about 5 or so breaths as I set my timer. Doing great, friends. Now from here, let's open up those eyes. Still feel those feet planted firmly into the floor, so even wiggle the toes, press all 4 corners, link your hands together behind you. Opening the chest to the sky above, let's inhale, try to stretch the hands away from the butt, if possible. It's okay if not. And exhale to relax that. Give me 5 rounds in your own time. Inhale to open the chest, and exhale for a nice dynamic chest opener. Just taking it on your own for a few more rounds. If the butt and the hands stay connected, it's totally fine. Alternative option during this, we can also hold onto a t-shirt or a towel, or even just extend those hands like you're flying backwards. After your 5th and final, take a moment, shake it off. Let's take a great big inhale, reaching to the ceiling, and exhale, give me your swan dive forward and down into a nice forward fold, shaking the butt, maybe wiggling those shoulders, reminding ourselves to relax the neck by shaking the head no, and shaking the head yes, and just let yourself melt down. Enjoy a little back bend forward, relieving any strain on the low back. An alternative option, we can always bend those knees, rest the chest on those legs. You can also take the hands to the shins or the thighs. Let's come down to all 4s or to our tabletop position. We're going to move into cat and cow to really open up the back as promised in our description. So your palms are nice and flat, or however you can get them on your surface. Tops of the toes are down. On the exhale, pull that belly button through your spine, tucking head, tucking hips down. On the inhale, open that belly to the floor, but let's not forget to open up that chest. We're trying to work through the upper body and the back today. Grounding through the hands, push them down. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. In your own time, give me 3 more complete cycles. That's 3 more cats and 3 more cows, stretching into it as far as that body is comfortable. This is exactly where I want you and your body wants you to take time to be patient. After your 3-ish cycles, let's bring our big toes together. Try to drive your heels nice and parallel. I know that might be hard to see, so try to keep the heels next to each other. Bring your knees parallel, sit that butt down to a hero pose. Again, broaden the chest. I want you to sit tall and proud. We're going to take our fist, place them next to our temples. You're going to do a gator chomp of sorts. So sitting tall, we're going to exhale, squeeze those elbows together. On the inhale, open those elbows nice and wide. Feel that stretch across the chest. Give me 5 more rounds in your own time of exhale and inhale. The unofficial term for this will be our gator chomps. Give a little shout out to some of our friends that are quarantining in their safe place down in Florida. Hi, Anna. Try to get those elbows to touch at the front and to open wide. We're not pulling on the head, that's why we have the fist next to the temple area. And just letting that upper back and that chest open on up. After 5 or so, shake it off. We're gonna start a modified vinyasa series. So that means kneeling through our various push-up positions. As I mentioned in our class description, we're trying to work the arms and some back today. So when we go into our push-ups, think about those elbows trying to hug or lock in next to your rib cage. Another way to think about it is like you're trying to hold a piece of paper between your elbow and side body. So spread your knees just a little bit, about hip distance. We're going to reach those hands in front of us and angle ourselves forward into a modified plank. So you might have to scoot those hands around, placing them right underneath the shoulders. Let's press all 10 fingers into the ground and push up and away from the floor. Tops of the toes are spread, but also on the floor as well. Squeezing the butt, lengthening through the spine, wrapping those elbows in. On the exhale, hug ourselves as we lower the chest to the floor. Think chest, then hips. On our inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift just the chest and the hands off the mat. And let's exhale, coming into our first child's pose of the day. Take a few moments here. Spread those arms nice and far forward. We're going to go through that 2 more times. Palm the ground with those hands. Inhale, rise to modified plank. On the exhale, wrap the elbows tight to the rib cage, chest, then hips lower. Inhale, squeeze through your upper back to activate that. Give me a little low cobra. Squeeze the butt and exhale back to child's, lengthening through the spine. And one more time, inhale, rise, modified plank. Include the head in that nice length. Exhale, hug your body, chest then hips, down. Inhale, lifting up for low cobra, and exhale back to child's. Close your eyes, let that forehead melt into your mat or into the floor. Hang out there for a few deep breaths. So that was our modified series. You're more than welcome to add that kneeling variation or to just hang out in child's in this class or in any class that you need a break. We are gonna kind of pick up our pacing. We're gonna move to a straight leg plank so that we can work your arms better. So from child's pose, again, spread those finger pads out. We call this hasta bandha or hand bind. Tuck our toes underneath of us for that foot bind, pati bandha. And lift your butt up and back towards the edge of your mat, towards the edge of that wall behind you. Take a few moments to, again, shake the hips, wiggle the head, no and yes, and to push those heels back and down. On our next inhale, lift the heels, look to the hands. On your exhale, step or hop forward to a nice forward fold. Be light on that hop, not only for your neighbors, but so you can practice a moment of inversion. On the inhale, rise to a flat back, and exhale, drop to the floor. Bending our knees, let's inhale, circle sweep those arms up to the sky, give me a nice tall mountain pose. And exhale, right back on down. Airplane, forward and down. Inhale, rise to a flat back. This time, as we exhale, let's place the hands down, come to a plank pose. I want you to hang out here in this plank pose. Belly's tight, push down through the fingers and push up and away from the floor. Again, the intention today is upper body. Take an inhale to push the heels back, lengthen the head forward, even shift the weight forward. On the exhale, drop down to a hover or chaturanga. On the inhale, scoop this up for up dog with a broad chest or low cobra, and exhale, peel up and back to down dog. Shifting our weight to the left foot, inhale, kick that right foot up, hips and toes face the mat. Exhale, right foot steps between our 2 hands. Continuing breath to movement, let's inhale, rise to crescent lunge, hands are straight up, or we may take this kneeling. On the exhale, let's bring this down to plank and chaturanga, all in one. Inhale for up dog or low cobra, open the chest. Exhale back to down dog. Shift the weight to your right foot. Inhale, left foot up, toes and hips face the mat. Exhale, squeeze the belly as you step that left foot in between. Good job. Inhale, rise for crescent, pushing down through that left heel. Exhale, plank to chaturanga or that kneeling option. Inhale, up dog or low cobra, and exhale back to down dog. Take a few deep breaths in your own time right here. Big inhales through the nose. Perhaps exhale, pushing out. I'm just checking our comments on our live feed. Great so far. Okay. On our next inhale, lift the heels, look to the hands, And when you jump forward, take a moment to extra press into the hands. Take that moment of flight. From here, inhale, rise to a flat back. Exhale, reach the hands to the floor. We have one more cycle of vinyasas to keep everything good and warm. So bending the knees. Inhale, circle sweep, reach to the sky. And exhale, airplane forward and down, forward fold. Inhale, rise to a flat back. Exhale, step or hop back right to that chaturanga. Elbows are locked in tight. Inhale for up dog. And exhale for down dog. Shift the weight to the left foot. Inhale, kick up the right for a three-legged down dog. Exhale, big step forward. Inhale, rise to that crescent lunge. This time as we exhale, give me cactus arms, elbows to the side. We're gonna do 3 cycles. Inhale, reach up. Let's add that back bend. So tucking those hips under, exhale, try to kind of salute to the ceiling. And 2 more cycles in your own time. Inhale, up. Exhale, elbows wide to the side. It's like an extension of our gator from before. Take a moment to hold at the bottom. And let's take an inhale, maybe lengthen and arch back a bit more for that back bend. Think of stretching through the spine. Exhale, plank to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, but exhale, back down to chaturanga. Placing those knees down if we'd like. On the inhale, place your right hand in the middle. We are flipping for a right side plank. So right hand is to the middle. I turn onto the blades of my feet and lift that left arm up. Squeezing those left obliques, reaching to the sky above with my top left fingers. We can also do a little scissor kick with the legs or keep those feet stacked or staggered. Push down strong through the right hand. I want you to lift up through that left arm instead of collapsing into the shoulder. We're getting strong in those arms. Continue to breathe. Let's inhale, rotate that heart to the... And that's how I stop the alarm. And exhale back to down dog. My apologies, I had hit snooze before. We've got a little bit more. Shift the weight to the right foot. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, big runner's lunge. On the inhale, rise to crescent. And exhale, elbows to the side. 3 of our lovely chest openers. So inhale, reach up, palms are facing your front. See if you can back bend. Exhale down, elbows stopping at shoulder height. Try to keep those hips tucked forward and under. Inhale up. And exhale down. Good. 2 more, friends. Feel free to take it. Glide it in your own time. Imagine those shoulder blades squeezing together behind you. And on the next inhale, perhaps take a bit more of a back bend. Let's exhale, plank to chaturanga. Inhale for up dog, but reverse it. Exhale back to chaturanga, placing that left hand in the middle. Let's continue to breathe. Push down strong through those left fingertips and start to spiral forward or to the side for our side plank. Down through the hand, strong through the shoulder. Alternative option is always kneeling as well. Try to lift your left obliques up and away from the floor. Beautiful. Reach long through those right fingertips. Squeeze that belly in. Give me an inhale to rotate the heart to the ceiling. Exhale, bring this down to our chaturanga, regular plank. Inhale, up dog, low cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. We'll be off those hands momentarily. Inhale, lift the heels, look to the head. And exhale, take flight into your forward fold. Inhale, rise to that flat back. And exhale, this time, taking the option of ragdoll. Perhaps a little shift side to side, or another reminder to just relax those 2 arms that you just worked so well. Moving on. Hopefully now we're feeling a little sweaty. Convertio. From this ragdoll, let's drop those arms. Bend those knees just enough to get your 2 hands flat down on your mat. And we're going to step that left foot back so the right foot leads in a runner's lunge. Take a moment here. Perhaps we're taking all the space up on our mat in the runner's lunge. It's perfect. Go for it. Go for it as long as your legs can go. My legs really aren't that long, so I have a couple feet in front of me. Next, we're going to shorten the stance. So our left foot actually steps back towards our right foot a bit more, just enough so we can stick that heel down. I like my left foot out about 45 degrees to prep for warrior 1. Some people like their toe facing straight forward. As long as those hips are squared off, I'm happy. From here, walk the hands up to the thigh, or if comfortable, both hands up, touch down arms. We're bending into that front leg, knee is directly on top of the ankle, and you're pushing that heel down. I promised some more chest stuff, so let's link those hands together behind us. Similar to our warm-up exercise, we're gonna inhale, connect those hands or hold on to a t-shirt, open the chest to the ceiling. On the exhale, humble warrior with the right shoulder on the inside of the right knee. Take your big breaths in. Take your big breaths out. I think if I angle, we might be a little bit better. Good job. Continue that humble warrior. Again, try to keep those hips in line with each other instead of one sticking back. That right knee is bent and that head is dropping down. Let's drop those hands to the floor. And step back for a down dog. Take a moment to wiggle and shake and to focus that intention on that upper body. Push that chest back towards the knees. Let's take the right hand, see if we can reach it through, either to the left shin, kind of peeking or saying hello under one armpit, or just lifting the right hand for a moment. It still counts as strength work for the left. Right hand down, left arm up, perhaps through, taking a tuck, or even just taking a tripod hold here. Let's place that hand and come down to a child's pose. We're gonna do a quick shoulder strengthener. You may recognize this from a few weeks ago, or maybe this is your first time. We're gonna move into dolphin. Take a moment to sit your butt back in your heels. We're gonna bring our elbows down to the mat. Connecting our hands, so kind of linking them. Notice that your pinkies would make like this little bump that sticks out. So I take the middle knuckle of my pinkies, have them kiss, so it's a nice flat surface, and stick my hands down. You have most of a triangle. While we go into dolphin, just like in our chaturanga, imagine that you're wrapping those elbows into your body. What a nice active stance, as if you're trying to squeeze the elbows together without actually moving them. Now, let's tuck our head down. My head will stay hovered above the mat. I'm gonna tuck my toes underneath of me and lift up and back to that down dog position. Again, head is off the mat. We're pushing up and out of the shoulders, so don't let yourself slouch in. Get that head up, push those shoulders, and perhaps walk those feet a little closer. Perhaps alternate, kicking up one foot, then the other, keeping those hips squared, keeping those toes facing the ground. Of course, continue to breathe. You have a couple more moments here in this dolphin with the high leg kicks. Again, pushing up and out of the shoulders to get them nice and strong. We can also do a bent knee dolphin. And let's slowly bring this down, knees to the floor. Give me a child's pose as your quick moment of rest. Spread those shoulder blades far apart from each other. Take those hands down. You're doing awesome. Keeping that Hasta Bandha grip with the hands, let's add the Peti Bandha and return to a down dog. Kick that left foot up, nice and high, and then step that left foot between our two hands. Runner's lunge, owning the length of your mat as much as you can go. Stretch, wiggle, do what you need to do. Let's try to keep that knee right on top of the ankle. And now let's shorten the stance. That right foot comes in. I like my foot turned out about 45 degrees. Walking on up for warrior one. Hands up or hands to the thigh. I do want your weight pushing solid into that left foot. And moving into our humble warrior, connect those hands behind you. Inhale, open through the chest. And exhale, left shoulder to the inside of your left knee. Good. And just breathe. Thank you to all 4 of you that are on right now, and to those that join us later. I'm sure it's looking great, or feeling a lot of feelings in the chest. We spend a lot of our day coming forward, and a pose like this is making us pull back and truly open an emotional center. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me. Let's drop this down, back to that runner's lunge. And from here, back to a down dog. Feel free to alternate bending one knee, pushing the opposite heel down, or again, focusing on that upper body flexibility. Push the heart back towards the knees. Biceps should be next to the ears. Push through those fingertips, make it active. And gently bring those knees down. We are going to revisit dolphin pose. I like to again connect my fingers tuck those pinkies in so it's nice and flat, and give yourself a nice little triangle. We are going to try some more elevations in this one, so if you're comfortable with a tripod or a forearm stand, feel free to go for that. If you're like, what the heck is that? Let's try just another day, but we're going to try preps for it regardless. Lifting up and back to our dolphin pose. Again, my head is off the ground. My elbows are right on some wood floor here. You can play around with right foot up nice and high, left foot up nice and high, and then perhaps try one hop each side, keeping that foot flexed. See if you can kick yourself up and push it off the ground. And then switch sides, 1 or 2 hops. Or just hanging out if you think I'm crazy right now. Try 1 or 2 more hops each side. And I'm gonna keep my eye on the number of participants. If I don't see that many people later, no, just kidding, I'm sure that you'll all be fine. Again, head is off the ground and you're pushing strong through those shoulders. Let's bring both feet back down. Sit that butt back into the heels, our big toes are touching, and give ourselves a rest in child's pose. You deserve that. In child's, we spread our shoulder blades down and out to wrap into our armpits, opening up and extending that space in the back of our heart. And from here, let's come forward. And we're gonna lie down on our belly, so I'm gonna scoot myself back. Come forward to that modified plank. Wrap those elbows in, lower chest, then hips, and just hang out. From here, let's extend our right arm to the side, because that's the space that I have, and then I'll scoot later. Left hand is underneath the shoulder. My right face cheek comes to the ground, left leg lifts up, and cross over. The goal here is to feel a stretch across the front of the right shoulder. Left hand gently pushes up, and just hang out. We also get the benefit of a nice low back twist here. Try to roll those hips to face the ceiling. And very slowly unwind. We're going to switch sides due to my space and mat. I'm going to move off the mat. Left hand to the side, right hand underneath your shoulder. Left face cheek on the ground. Lift up your right leg and cross over. You kind of get a little left butt cheek on the ground too. Right hand is gently pushing up as I check my time. We're doing great. And very gently, bring this one back. You're lying down on the belly. We're gonna go back to our childhood here with what we call our bow pose. So we have lots of options here. What I want you to do is bend both knees in and actually start with a little windshield wiper side to side. And let's relax the upper body. So take the hands, the arms out of the equation. Have your left hand, grab your left shoelaces. Your right hand, grab your right shoelaces. Squeeze those knees parallel together, just like we squeeze our elbows together nice and tight in our chaturanga. On the next inhale, push the feet out, open the chest, lift the knees, lift the chest, and lift as high as you can as we continue to breathe. And just stare right on forward, bending the back, pushing those toes back so you open across the chest, getting ready for our day ahead. Use your inhales to lift a little bit more, your exhales to hang on. Maybe one more breath cycle. And drop the upper body, windshield wiper, those knees. Let's do another back opener. Legs down, push up and back to our hero's pose. That's that kneeling stance with the tops of the feet on the ground. Make 2 fists, put them on your low back. Lift those hips on up. We're going to take a big morning yawn, roll those shoulders up, back, and down, and just hang out, pushing those hips forward for camel pose. If it's in your practice and you're comfortable with grabbing onto your heels, feel free to go for that. If you feel that it's going to crunch something, or maybe you like your heels a little bit higher, or if you feel like that's just not for this morning, that's okay. Hang on to your camel. It's not necessarily about the back bend or about how low you go. It's about getting that length up and out of your hips. Remember, we're also focusing on the upper body today, so get that intention of opening the chest. Now to come out of this, we want to be nice and safe. So squeeze that belly, zip everything up and in, stacking tall. Bring your big toes to touch, and we're going to do the counter stretch, our child's pose. This time, spread your knees out a bit more wide. Lengthen those arms forward, close your eyes, close your mouth. Big inhales to fill that space along the spine. And big exhales to imagine those arms driving or wrapping into the floor. Hang out here for about 5 more breaths. I'm like crawling all around my floor this morning. It will be nice and clean when I'm done. All right, from child's pose, let's slowly walk up. Back to that hero's pose. Just to take a moment here. Knees are together, butt is down in the heels. Drop those shoulders. We're gonna take this right arm, which maybe this is a mirror image, maybe it looks like it's my left. Definitely my right on my side. Take your right arm and tuck it behind your back, like you're trying to wiggle your fingers out. Take your left hand, gently grab onto that wrist and give it a slight pull over. I want you to lift the head tall and drop the left ear to the right, just kidding, to the left shoulder. And gently peek up at your ceiling, checking to see if there's dust in the vents. And then looking down at the floor, checking out the dog hair on the floor. And go for about 3 cycles, feeling this nice long stretch along our neck and our trap. And you got 2 sides, so give it a little shake, a little wiggle. Left hand is going to tuck behind, like it's trying to peek out to your hip bend. Right hand grabs on, gently pull in, lift that head tall, and drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Taking that gaze to the ceiling, and then also rotating it down to the floor for about 3 cycles. This is a great one to do also like during your work day. Get a little neck tension out. When you're done those, shake it off, get down to your butt, swinging those legs out in front of us. Let's grab onto the back of the legs, articulate 1 vertebrae at a time as we slowly roll down onto the back, and then just hang out. Extend those legs down. We can drop our hands off to our sides, palms are facing the ceiling, or maybe take the right hand to the belly, the left hand to the chest. Wiggle the shoulders away from the ears, close our eyes, close the mouth, and take very slow breaths in and out of the nose. Seeing if we can make our exhale last a little bit longer than that inhale. As we breathe, as we take this time, I'll give you guys a quick little reading as your optional reflection. Or just take a little nap. It's our little quote for the day. Actually directly for April 22nd, if I can get it to, there we go, to focus in. Our quote for the day from my lovely yoga book here is that the basic paradox is everything is a mess, yet all is well. Leaving you with that for today. Let's wiggle the toes, move the arms and legs, and find yourself to a comfortable seated position. Give me 1 great big inhale for our final breath cycle together. Connect the fingertips. And on the exhale, bowing forward, namaste to you. And I will see you next week. Again, this is Stephanie for our half-hour yoga, focusing on chest, arms, and some back bends. Hope you had a good time. Give us lots of feedback, thoughts, comments, on what you want to work on for next week, and recommended songs that I should start making my Spotify playlist for next week as well. Anyways, take care and see you around.